Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and having a beautiful day. It's nice to see you again. I am back from my holiday. As you can tell, I am back in my space. All right, so today's video, we're going to dive straight into it. It's sponsored by Fabric Hut, and we'll be working with this particular collection here. Now, this is really beautiful. I know you're going to enjoy it because I know I have enjoyed using this. All right, so let me read from the screen so I don't get the information wrong. So it's called the Aqua Rhythm Quilting ensemble kit. All right, so it is a kit. You get all of the details within here, so that includes all of your backing as well as your binding, as well as your pattern, which is right in front of here. You're making a really beautiful quilt, and it's really easy to put together. All right, I have a little bit of a surprise for you, so stay till the end so you can see how I actually worked this particular quilt. Well, I think that is it for now. I'm not going to keep you on this introduction because I want to dive straight into the video because I'm really excited to share the whole process with you. So I'll see you on the end, and you can share with me in the description box down below what you think of it. All the details for the Aqua Rhythm Quilt will be in the description box. There'll be a link as well so you can get a discount when you actually purchase the pattern as well as the kit. What I would say before I move on is that you will not be disappointed. This is value for money. You get so much, but I don't want to give it away. All right, stay till the end. I've got 2 surprises for you, so do not go away. Like and subscribe for more, and of course please share the video out. It helps the channel heaps, more than you would actually know how much. Simply sharing and liking, and leaving a comment below, just to see those 3 simple things are so free to do. All right, so bye for now, and again, make sure you check out this because you don't want to be disappointed. All right, so in today's video, I'll be working with this particular pattern here. It's called the kitchen table pattern, and this is what it looks like. So it's comprised using a fat quarter, and the instructions are quite clear, as you can see in there. It gives you also instructions to make your own quilt using your own fabric. So if you want to make a baby size, lap size, etc., queen, king, gives you all the sizes there. Also in the cutting instructions, it gives you clear diagrams of how you can actually use it, which is pretty good. And again, clear diagrams of what your lap size should look like, which I think is good, because if you are planning to make another quilt, what I think is really ideal that they've given you so much information here is that for later on, they tell you what sizes the quilts could be in the future. So for example, if you're making a quilt out of your own fabrics, that is not this design, it gives you ideas of the sizes that you could make. So whatever your quilt size come up to, because sometimes we have a difficult way of sort of remembering what sizes your quilts are in terms of lap size, twin size, queen size, king size, but it gives you the correct measurements here, which is ideal and something you can keep for future reference. But love the kitchen table. Now I can't give you the sizes because it's not my pattern. Nor can I sell it to you because it's not my pattern. All right, but if you'd like to get it, all you need to do is go to Fabric Hunt and see the link in the description box down below. Now everything comes pre-cut. You even get your all of your cuts pre-cut, or the backing fabric, the binding, etc. All right, is in here. Now we're making what it looks like to me is a square and a square, and it's set on point. All right, so it gives you the instructions to start off the blocks here. All right, so we'll be starting with this particular box. So basically, your quilt, your kitchen table quilt, is comprised of 2 particular blocks. That's going to be made the same way. They're giving you ideas here of how you can lay it out in terms of the colors or how you can build it, but in reality you can put it together however you feel. Excuse me. Also to give you a scrappy effect here on the last one. And I would also say that they've also given you how to make the on point, because it's on point, isn't it? So how to do the corners and how to do the sides. So you really, it is not a guessing game. It's literally just picking up the sizes and put it together. But let's have a look at what they've given us here. So I've already opened up the package, as you can tell, and you get your, what are these? These are 4 inches, and I would imagine these are for the larger cuts around. And I think you should have some center squares. Yes, there they are. So these are your center squares also. I mean, without even reading the instructions, I can tell already where I am actually going with this. So let's get the actual size. So let's see. This one, that's it. So this is my next size up. So I think the best thing to do is to have all of it out, and then you finish it with your colors. I will then go with blue around it there. So it's a square in a square, isn't it? That's basically what it is. It's not a difficult block. And that's your first block done there. And again, you can interchange it however you feel. Remember, they aren't sewed together, so it's going to come up big. But a square in a square, as I said, it's called the kitchen table. And that's it. And then you can turn it. Obviously, you will be turning on point. But what I'm going to do is rearrange all of this on the table in the colors that I want. And then after that, this is your binding, I presume. After that, what you can do is then start to chain piece all the centers, or you can lay all the centers out first and then finalize your last fabric to go all the way around. But let's lay it all out and then we will get started with chain piecing. Alright, so what I have done now is laid all of my pieces out on the table so that I can choose what I need to build the blocks. The blocks is comprised of 2 particular blocks. So you have block A, which is this one here. So block A starts with your white in the middle, followed by your colors, and then white, and then your colored strip. Block B starts with your colored square, then white, then your colored strip, and then finish with white. Okay, so what I would advise you to do is to lay all of your blocks out like so, in the whatever preference you're going to work with first. So again, this is block A. Remember, block A starts with the white in the middle. So you can stack all of the white, all of the strips around, followed by each color in order to finish quickly. So you can just sit and chain piece. And then once you're done, you're literally done with block A. So I would stack all of block A in the middle. Now what I would say is that if you wanted to interchange, so for example, if you wanted to do a blue in the middle, let's look at the 2 block A side by side. So if you wanted to do your blue in the middle there, all right, and then you can follow up with a different color. So for example, you can have the pink and pink and blue and blue. I wouldn't really, because I think it'd be nice to see the square. But if you want to give it that scrappy look, you can. Remember the day, all the sizes are the same for block A as well as block B. All right, but it's entirely down to you however you sew it together. Now the pattern is quite a large quilt. So obviously we're making a table quilt, but if you wanted to, you can simply divide it down and make 2 projects out of your pieces here. You can make a smaller quilt and make a table runner, or make a baby quilt and a table runner. So you can divide it down and get 2 projects out of your fabric selections here. But I'm going to continue. I'm not sure what I'm going to do as yet, but I'm going to make 1 entire quilt and then make another piece, or just leave it as the pattern suggests. Another thing I can also suggest to you is that you can simply lay this on point as the pattern suggests, or you can just layer it and stack it square for square rather than do it on point. But again, the options is endless with this particular pattern. All right, let's move on to piecing, and then I'll show you what the whole quilt top looks like once I'm done.
up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
All right, so I've finished quilting, but I would like to, as much as the quilt has come with binding, I do have extra fabric here from the backing. All right, from the backing fabric, and what I'm going to do is just trim away the batting here to the edge of where the quilt stops, and I'm going to create a self-binding. Now I don't have to do this, okay, but I'm going to save the binding for another project. All right, and I'm going to utilize the backing fabric here. I'm going to cut the backing fabric all the way around to 1 inch to the width. So for example, this looks about 1 inch here, so I'm going to trim it all the way around to 1 inch. When I've done that, then I'm going to go back onto the sewing machine, and I'm simply going to fold it in once to hide the raw edge to the edge of the quilt. Okay, so raw edge to raw edge, and then when I'm done with that, I'm just going to fold it over again, and I'm going to show you how to achieve a really perfect mitered corner doing a self-binding using the backing fabric. It just saves time, and it also saves fabric as well. Okay, so I'm going to trim away, and then we'll go over to the sewing machine, and I'll show you how to get started, and then I'll show you how to create that mitered corner. All right, so let's continue. All right, so at the sewing machine now, and you can see where I have left my 1 inch here, okay, and trimmed away to the edge of the batting. Now what I'm going to do is just simply fold over. I'm not going to start at the top there because I want to create a mitered corner, so I'm just going to start probably about 10 inches or so down. It doesn't matter. I'm going to treat this as though I'm doing an ordinary binding, and all I'm going to do basically is fold towards the edge, the raw edge of the quilt, raw edge to raw edge, and then once I've done that, I'm just going to flip over again. And if you want, you can pre-iron this so that you don't have to maneuver with it, and then pin it down, and then you can continue to sew, but it's up to you. I am just simply going to use my feet as normal to help me to hold it down, and all I'm going to do is just fold it over, and that's it really. Just try and get really close so you can make that out. I think I am as close as I possibly can. with the camera. I think that's it. So again, raw edge to raw edge, and fold it over twice just to cover it. And I said you remain consistent as you go. You adjust your stitch length or stitch width, whatever you want. I like to see the stitches on top, so it's going to be 2.5 for my stitch width. And I'm lining up the edge here on the side to the edge of, let's call it my binding now, okay, to my binding strip, so that it remains nice and straight. Alright, so I'm coming close to the edge of my first area where I need to do my mitered corner, so I'm going to continue. It folds over automatically once you've started it, so I'm just going to align again and just come straight down. Okay, and I'm going to remove it for your purpose so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna, I haven't cut the thread, I've just removed it, and I'm going to fold yet again, raw edge to raw edge, just as I would normally. I'm thinking probably I should get my pointer tool, but I'll use my screwdriver. So raw edge to raw edge, you just fold over just as you would normally. And what you can do is to just fold in the corner like so. All right, so you just give yourself that particular angle there. I really should have gotten my pointy tool. So just give yourself like a triangle, yeah? So you just fold it, and then you're gonna fold that raw edge again like so. So once you have all the raw edge together, all right, you should have that awkward sort of angle there. So you're looking like for a 45-degree angle is what you're aiming for. And then once you've got that, remember your raw edge to raw edge, you're just going to do your final fold on top as you would normally. And you've got your perfect mitered corner there. So nothing really has changed in the sense of finishing the quilt in a neat way. You're just saving yourself fabric and a little bit of time making the binding, and you can just continue to sew. So I'm going to hold that in position. Remember I said you can use pins or wonder clips. It might be easier if you have wonder clips. Okay, and I'm just going to turn the quilt into position. And now remember, I'm moving at this speed because of you, right? Because obviously I'm demonstrating what I'm doing, but normally when you're doing this, you know, without the camera being on, it will be done quite quickly. So I'm just going to align it yet again, just to make sure everything is right. And I'm just going to put my needle down. And if you're wondering, because somebody asked me the last time, does the thread automatically move up? Yes, because I am moving my balance wheel here. Okay, so you can see the needles. I'm moving balance wheel, so obviously the thread will go up. And I'm going to put my needle down, okay, and continue. And you can see that my 1/4 inch feet automatically lines up to the end there. And all I'm going to do is just continue, because it is holding it down there at the top, isn't it? So it's already in position, and all I'm going to do is just simply hold and continue to sew. Okay, and as I said, it automatically folds over for you, but if you want to use your wonder clips, by all means you can. So raw edge, fold over, and you just flip it over, and it, as I said, it automatically does it because it's there. That crease automatically folds over. And that's it. And I will do that all the way around, and you would achieve a perfect mitered corner, and I will show you in a moment.
side. Don't leave me here.
Okay, so here is the finished product. This beautiful table quilt measures 42 inches squared. Isn't it gorgeous, guys? Now, what I would like to say is I've made a smaller version from the pattern. But before we dive any further into the pattern that you get from Fabric Hut, let's look at what I have made here. I used a swirled quilting and I did it very big, as big as I can get, but I think it looks really lovely. I always say it's really important that you know the right quilting for your quilt, but I think this sets it off really nicely with the table quilt. It just looks really, really gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Fabrics are amazing. I am truly amazed by the quality of the fabrics. Fabric Hut do a really good job when it comes to their fabrics. They really, really do. And the color coordination, the contrast is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. The blocks itself comes together very quickly to make the pattern. As you know, as I said, I have changed it. Now, let me just say this. When you get a pattern, wherever you buy it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make the pattern that you are buying. Well, the whole point of buying a pattern is because you like it, isn't it? But one of the great options with the Fabric Hut fabrics and their quilt kits is that you get so much value for your money that from this particular kit, I was able to make 2 projects, and I have so much more fabric left to make a 3rd project. Now remember, obviously you can make 1 quilt with this, but I think if you really want to over expand what you get for your money, you can do what I have done, and I think this is beautiful. It is a table quilt. It is not set on point, but I have laid it out on point. Love it. Just so brilliant. Now remember I showed you that idea for making the self-binding, and this is how you got to learn how to use your fabrics wisely. Okay, now when I did mine, I only use the back, and I'm going to show you the back as well right now. So this is the backing you get when you buy the quilt, the kit. Okay, and you can see all of those beautiful large swirls of quilting. Okay, but for the binding, this is what it looks like on the back. As you can see where I stopped and turned, but when I flip it over, you can see that beautiful mitered corner there. So in essence, you're not really losing anything. You're saving yourself some time. But as I said, with the Fabric Hut, you get binding. Now, I'm going to bring in the other project and show you what I made. And I've used the binding there, well, some of it, because you get so much for your money. As I said, I can make a 3rd project if I wanted to, which I will save for a later date. And by the way, guys, Christmas is coming up, so you can buy 1 kit and make 3 projects to give away as gifts. How much money are you saving by doing that? Look how beautiful this is here on my table. Really, really lovely. Just really, really gorgeous. Loving all the colours. It's early in the morning here, so the sun is not out as yet. But you can hear the bird in the background. I have a bird actually, a little budgie. So that's him you're hearing in the background. So just really gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Look at the paisley fabric. It's just so beautiful. The quilting has certainly made this. It really has. I've just moved an ornamental vase there so you can see what it looks like. This measures 43 inches squared, and I love the color combinations. It came together so beautifully, no problems at all. Very easy pattern to follow. You would not be disappointed with this kit. It does give you a whole lot for your money. Now let's have a look at the 2nd project. Now here's the second project. This table runner measures, I think, 14.5 by 46. Now, let me show you what I did differently to what the pattern says. Now remember, this is the original pattern here, where you start with the white in the middle and you move around, okay, with the colored square, and you would end with this blue here. But then the two end ones, I decided was to make the whole table runner uniform by using the same blue here in the two end blocks. Can you see the difference? But I also followed up with the same color in the middle there. So rather than ending with just the blue, I just used two different colors to pull the whole thing together, as you can see it here as well. It looks really awesome, doesn't it? I also added another white strip. Again, this is not my fabric. This is all still the collection of the kit from Fabric Hut. So just to separate that. Now, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and make a fourth block, which I wish I did at this point. I was a bit tired, in all honesty. But it's beautiful. It looks really awesome. If you want to trim it down, I just make this. But I think for the length of my table and the block size, definitely a fourth block would have been suited. But as I said, you've got so much left in your kit that you can do this. You can make another third project. In fact, you can actually make another baby quilt if you want with this. But it's really, really, really good value for money. I also used the binding as well, and as I said, I have more binding strips left. And I did, I think, 2 binding. I used 3. I used 3 bits of binding here, as you can see, in different colors, just to make it more cohesive and bring the whole thing together, which looks awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Beautiful. And again, still have not used any other fabric to complete this. This is how much value you get for money. So guys, this is really, really good. I'm really pleased with the outcome of these projects. Now let's put the table quilt back on. Alright, so there it is on again. Let me just show you that 90 corner again from another angle. See how perfect that is? I mean, what else do you want? Do remember though that the original pattern is set on point, yeah? So, but I did not set mine on point. Mine is just a sewn in a horizontal way as normal. But I have laid my table quilt on point. I love it. It's just so beautiful. It really is beautiful. Such a vibrant, that brings, just real beautiful color to your space. It really, really allows it to stand out. I wish it was brighter, but we've got a bit of an overcast. I think we're expecting some storms this morning, but it looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. Really, really beautiful. Really beautiful, guys. Really beautiful quilt. Really beautiful fabrics, pattern. It's so simple that you could not get it wrong. You really can't. Alright, so let's go have a look. I'm going to take you back now to the sewing room. I've already have everything laid out so you can see exactly how much fabric you left over and how much you can make with it. Alright, so here is the balance of the fabric left, hence the reason why I said you can make another project. Look at the stack of whites you have left from 2 projects. Okay, this is all the binding that's left over. Another stack, this I think is 14 inches, as well as these ones here. These I think is 11.5. You still got another project left. These are 6s, the stacks here. I think these are what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are probably 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, there as well. So lots. You got some squares left there as well. And I still have another quilt. I have another quilt. just from this particular Aqua Rhythm Quilting kit. It's so beautiful. Just so beautiful, guys. So this is what you call value for money. Fabric Hut does this so well. I don't want to keep going on about, but I'm just telling you my honest feedback here, and I wouldn't steer you wrong. I choose wisely, the type of collaboration that I want to bring to you, and I do feel that this is really good value for money. So, with that being said, what I have to say to you, the last thing before I go, okay, is to offer you the opportunity to get this Aqua Rhythm kit. The link is in the description box. Rush to get yours so you won't be disappointed, and all will be well. So, last thing to add to you though is Fabric Hut has given me a kit to give to you. So all I need you to do in order to win this kit is, and let's thank them, Fabric Hut, thank you so much for sponsoring this video and offering this beautiful kit to my subscribers, because my subscribers are really nice people. They really, really are. All right. But in order to do this, to win this, all I need you to do is to go to the details and description box and follow it. It's quite easy. It's nothing stressful. And I will do the wheel of names. I've got another wheel of names to do for the previous table quilt, the hen's table quilt. I've still got that to do, which I'll get done this week. But I just wanted to remind you, and then I'll put a closing date as well for this one. And yeah, whoever wins it can either make the quilt as is, or can do what I do and get 3 projects from it. Another idea before I go, you can even make little coffee table toppers, coffee mats, mug rugs, sorry, with your leftover scraps, whatever you have, and get another 4th project. So this is fantastic value for money. Definitely fantastic value for money. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Do like and subscribe for more. Bye for now. Happy quilting, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.
You're some kind of butterfly.